I spent years trying to convince people I wasn't the version of me they created in their minds. You know what's exhausting? Defending a heart that never planned to hurt anybody. Some people only know how to measure your mistakes. They'll ignore 1,000 quiet victories just to remind you of one loud failure. I used to carry that weight, now I leave it where it belongs, behind me. Because healing taught me something. You don't have to drag yesterday into every tomorrow. Yeah, there were nights I questioned God more than I questioned my enemies. I wonder why build a heart that feels everything this deeply. Then I met people whose smiles looked exactly like mine used to. And suddenly, my pain wasn't punishment, it became language. The scars I tried to hide started translating hope for strangers I'd never meet. Maybe the worst chapter of your life becomes someone else's reason to keep turning the page. I don't hate the people who walked away anymore, 'cause empty chairs made room for people who actually stayed. Loyalty isn't loud, it doesn't announce itself, it shows up when your world is falling apart. Anybody can love you when you're winning. Real love recognizes you when you've forgotten yourself. That's the kind of people I'm willing to fight for now. Not the ones who disappear with the sunshine, but the ones who carry flashlights into your darkness. I chased closure until I realized some doors were never meant to reopen. Not every apology arrives, not every question gets answered, not every wound receives an explanation, and that's okay. Because peace doesn't always come from understanding why. Sometimes peace comes the moment you stop asking permission to move forward. Listen. Listen. Listen, 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 yeah! Listen, you can steal my sleep, but you can't steal my future. You can damage my confidence, but you can't rewrite my purpose. You can gossip about my name, but you can't negotiate with the plans God has for me. I survived conversations that almost buried me, silence that almost swallowed me, thoughts that almost convinced me I wasn't enough. Yet here I stand, still breathing, still believing, still building. Not because life became easier, because I became stronger than the version of me that wanted to quit. One day, the people who doubted you will meet a version of you your pain quietly created. They'll wonder, how did you become this strong? They'll never see the tears that watered your courage, the prayers you whispered through shaking hands. The morning you smiled before your heart was ready. The battles nobody recorded, the victories nobody celebrated. But heaven did every silent fight, every lonely mile, every broken promise, every time you chose hope instead of hate. Those moments were building someone that revenge could never improve. Because the greatest revenge was never making them hurt, it was becoming so healed. Terrifying, the people who created them. They told me pain would fade with time. Nobody warned me it would build a house inside my chest. Every smile became another mask. Every handshake felt like another test. I memorized ceilings instead of dreams, talked to silence until it answered back. People only noticed I disappeared after they couldn't find me to carry their weight. Funny, the same voices that called me too emotional now quote my strength like they always believed. Where were you when every heartbeat sounded like a countdown? When I was negotiating with tomorrow just to survive another sunrise. I wasn't weak, I was bleeding where nobody could see. Sometimes the strongest people cry without making a sound. I kept waiting for karma, then I realized maybe healing was always supposed to be my victory. Chain me, your words can't name me, your shadows can't claim me. I'm walking away, not because you deserve forgiveness, but because I deserve peace. Healing is my revenge. Yeah. Every betrayal taught me another language. Now I can recognize fake love before it finishes the first sentence. I used to replay conversations, trying to discover where I went wrong. Now I replay survival. Every morning I wake up, that's another chapter the pain couldn't erase. People celebrate success, they never applaud the nights you almost disappeared. Nobody claps for surviving your own thoughts. Nobody hands trophies to broken people who decided not today, but maybe they should. I stopped asking,
why did they hurt me?
now I ask,
What can this pain build?
I don't need revenge anymore. My peace speaks louder than your apologies ever could. Every scar, every tear, every lonely night built somebody you can never break again. Healing is my revenge. Yeah. Depression told me, you'll always be this person. Faith whispered, keep walking. Fear screamed, quit. Hope barely breathed, one more step. Guess which voice survived? Not because I was fearless, because I kept moving while fear held my hand. Strength isn't the absence of pain. Strength is refusing to let pain become your identity. I carried anger for years, thought it made me powerful. Turns out it was the heaviest chain I ever wore. To everyone who cried in bathrooms, who smiled through panic attacks, who buried dreams because life buried them first. Listen carefully, you are not behind, you are becoming. Healing is louder than hatred. Healing outlives betrayal. Healing survives abandonment. Healing remembers every scar but refuses to worship them. I don't need revenge. Watching myself become whole is enough. You wanted my ending, God kept writing chapters. You celebrated my silence, He turned it into purpose. You called me damaged, now these scars teach strangers how to survive. You thought pain would make me bitter, instead it made me honest. It made me fearless, it made me impossible to destroy. The greatest comeback isn't becoming richer, isn't becoming famous, isn't proving everybody wrong. It's waking up one day, looking in the mirror, and finally recognizing yourself again. That's victory. I'm not who betrayal remembers. I'm not who depression named. I'm not who fear predicted. I'm becoming someone pain can never control again. Healing was never surrender. Healing was the fight. Healing is my revenge. If pain introduced us, then healing will write the ending. And if you've ever had to choose between becoming bitter or becoming better, I hope your scars show. You know what nobody tells you? Healing is awkward. One day you're convinced you finally moved on. A smell, a song, a random street pulls you back into memories you thought were buried. I used to call that failure, now I call it proof that even broken bones ache before the weather changes. The pain returned, but I didn't stay there. That's growth, extended variation. Extended variation. I forgave people who never apologized, not because they earned it, because I got tired of letting their choices rent space inside my soul. Anger is expensive, it charges interest to steal sleep, relationships, dreams, years. Peace gave me back everything bitterness kept stealing. I didn't lose when I forgave, I finally won. Extended variation. Extended variation. Every scar on my heart is a date, a lesson, and a name. Some were written by strangers, some by friends, some by people who promised forever, but none of them get to write the ending anymore. I've handed the pen back to hope, and for the first time the next chapter doesn't begin with fear, it begins with faith. Extended variation. I used to think strength meant never crying. Now I know strength is crying, then getting back up before the tears are even dry. It's praying when your voice shakes, it's believing when
choosing love after hatred knocked on your door 1,000 times. It's courage, not perfection. Extended variation. They saw the applause, they never saw the empty apartment where I celebrated it alone. They saw confidence, they never saw the panic attacks before every opportunity. They saw success, they never saw the nights I almost convinced myself I wasn't enough. People judge the destination, God watch every painful mile. That's why the journey matters more than the spotlight. I stopped asking, why me? And started asking, what now? 'Cause pain can become a prison or a classroom. The difference is whether you stay looking at the wound or start building with what survived. I chose bricks instead of broken pieces. Now every setback is another foundation for a future nobody can take away. I remember my own reflection, felt like a stranger. Every mirror reminded me of who I wasn't, until one morning I noticed something. The fire in my eyes didn't disappear, was just hiding behind exhaustion. So I stopped searching for the old version of me, because the old version could never survive. But the new version endured. Sometimes you don't get yourself back. You become someone even stronger. You become someone even stronger. You become someone even stronger. Yeah, someone even stronger. If you're listening and your heart feels heavy, don't mistake this chapter for your whole story. Storms are loud, seeds grow quietly. Just because nobody sees your progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. Every prayer, every tear, every lonely battle, every moment you chose not to quit, they're becoming the foundation of a life you'll one day be grateful you never gave up on. So let them remember the version of you that was broken, because they'll never understand how unstoppable someone becomes after they discover that healing was never the finish line. It was the beginning. Extended variation.
I carry guilt like it was my responsibility to explain why other people chose to hurt me. I replayed every goodbye, searching for one sentence that could have changed the ending. But some endings were never waiting for permission to happen. They were preparing me for people who wouldn't make me beg to be appreciated. Sometimes losing someone isn't the tragedy. Losing yourself trying to keep them is. So I came back, not to the version that chased acceptance, but to the version that finally understood self-respect. Sounds quieter than revenge, but it lasts forever. The hardest battle wasn't against my enemies. It was against the voice that sounded exactly like me. The one that whispered, you'll never change, you'll never heal, you'll never be enough. Every day I answer those lies with another step forward. Not because I believed I would win, because quitting guaranteed I wouldn't. That's the thing about courage, it doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's just a tired soul choosing not to give up one more night. I stopped chasing people who celebrated my silence, because love should never feel like an audition. If I have to convince you to see my worth, then you've already decided not to. So I walked away, not with hatred, not with bitterness, just with peace. The kind of peace that only comes when you stop forcing doors God already closed. Some exits are actually entrances to the life you've been praying for. I asked heaven, why did you leave me here? Then I realized every time I thought I was walking alone, grace was carrying the weight I couldn't even lift. The miracle wasn't that the storm disappeared. The miracle was that I didn't. I bent, but I never broke. I cried, but I never surrendered. I questioned, but I never stopped believing. Faith isn't pretending everything is okay. Faith is saying I still trust you when nothing makes sense. One day, this pain will become a testimony. These tears will become wisdom. These scars will become directions, leading somebody else out of the darkness. Maybe that's why I survived, not just to breathe, but to remind somebody who's listening right now that broken people can still build beautiful lives, that delayed dreams can still arrive, that shattered hearts can still beat with hope, that the person who almost gave up can become the reason someone else keeps going. I don't want revenge anymore. I don't need applause anymore. I don't need everyone to admit they were wrong, because while they were busy watching me fall, God was teaching me how to rise. While they remember my worst moments, He was preparing my greatest ones. While they expected another broken ending, He was writing a beginning no amount of pain could erase. I finally understand the strongest people are the ones who never got hurt. They're the ones who refuse to let hurt become their identity. And today, I choose freedom. If you're still listening, maybe you've been carrying anger. Maybe you've been carrying regret. Maybe you've been waiting for the people who hurt you to finally understand what they did. But don't wait so long that your future has to ask permission from your past. One day, the people who broke you may never know how much damage they caused. But one day, they'll see a version of you the hatred couldn't destroy. And when that day comes, don't prove them wrong. Prove yourself right, cause the greatest revenge was never watching them fall. It was watching yourself become the person your pain said you'd never be. So before the song ends, answer this honestly. What battle did you survive that nobody knows about? Tell your story below, because someone else might be one decision away from giving up, and your survival could become the reason they keep fighting.